Hello and welcome to K-Stop, Fuse's K-pop podcast. Hello everybody, this is Jeff Benjamin, and typically I am joined by the biggest K-Stop fan there is, Tina Zhu. But this week we have a very special guest who is the second biggest K-Stop fan in anyone I know. It's Brooke Buns from Fuse.
Hi, K-pop fans.
Hi, K-pop fans. Hi, K-Stop fans.
K-Stop
Hi, Brooke.
loyal listeners.
Brooke is on our social media team here at Fuse, and she is a longtime listener, first-time co-host on K-Stop. We've been meaning to get her on for like a while, but if you recall, Tina is on vacation. She's currently touring all of South America right now, and she is
Drinking all the wine.
Going
Eating
on
all the candy.
Eating all the candy. It's true. If you don't follow her on Instagram, it's the same. I believe it's the same as her Twitter handle. You can keep up with her Hey_Tina with 3 A's Instagram page. She's been giving updates from Chile and Argentina, but so now to keep the K-Stop love going, of course, we have Brooke with us. So Brooke, welcome to the show. We're happy to have you.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I have so many notes.
I'm so
My enthusiasm is scaring Jeff.
Well, okay, well, no, it's not scary. It's actually making me really happy. Now, Brooke, you are a new-ish K-pop fan. For those who don't know, Brooke and I actually went to K-Con with each other, K-Con New York, with one another last year. And that was your first kind of foray into K-pop, right?
That was my first real introduction to K-pop. It was all in.
Yeah.
Since then, I've been hooked because we saw BTS live.
Yes, you like BTS.
And Mamamoo and 17.
Right, all your favorites.
Honestly, like I feel kind of spoiled because I started out like from the top.
You really did. You started with a good one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That was a good show to be at, especially. Because I remember, like the first night, I think it was like 17 and like Crush and like,
Dynamic Duo.
Yes, and we saw them. And I thought that was a good... and then you like really, really saw it like amped up to like 10 times when like Mamamoo and Day 6. A-Lee, right? A-Lee and then BTS.
I forgot about Day 6.
Yeah, Day 6.
Who were the people in the pale pink suits?
Oh, B2B.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Brooke was like on hand for all our interviews, like got to meet all these stars.
I interviewed Crush.
And yes, Brooke actually interviewed Crush. Like first time hanging out with like K-pop stars, ends up interviewing one of them. So
but now he's like a longtime fave because of that.
Yes, exact. Because you guys had a great interview, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the questions were awesome, I remember too. So I was tied up at some panel. Or what happened? They changed the times on us.
Yep.
So I was still at my panel, and then Brooke ended up needing to like handle, first time, like at first Cape. But you did a great job.
Mm-hmm. I remember he was like, I was like, what artist do you want to collab with? And he was like K.A.R.D and Kehlani.
Oh, right.
I was like, wow, impressive.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't know. It just showed me. That was like the first time I was like, whoa, this is like really a global thing.
Yes, 100%. Oh my gosh. You know, Kehlani actually gives a lot of shout outs to K-pop these days too.
Yes, I
it's
saw
so
her
cool.
BTS shout out.
She did. She gave a BTS shout out. It's so cool. I love her. But yes, here you are. And now you're ready to not only continue your love for K-pop, but also just review it with us here on K-Stop. Have you found any new K-pop gems or since K-Con, or you've kept up with BTS pretty well? You liked the Wings album.
BTS, that love has really strengthened.
Especially for who's your favorite member?
Jin.
You love Jin.
Jin is
it's
my
true.
baby.
She loves that ballad always. Wait, what's it called? Always? Yeah.
Awake.
Sorry. I'm sorry, everyone.
Come on.
But you're also, fun fact, you're also a big K-beauty fan too. Yes. Brooke is like the skin girl. You can't tell. Maybe you can hear it right now, but her skin is glowing and glistening right now.
Can you hear the clear skin?
I can hear it personally. She teaches me everything I need to know.
Yeah, that was even before K-Con. So when we got to K-Con and I saw the beauty aspect of it, which is like honestly half of it, I was so pumped.
And I hear they're going to make it even bigger this year, which is going to be awesome. So we'll have to go check that out for sure. But Brooke, like, what are some of your favorite products, or what are some of your favorite K-beauty moments or things we need to know? Or this is a world I don't totally know. Yesterday I did some type of face mask. I can't remember what it was called or what it was like. But I'll let you lead this.
My favorite moments. My
favorite
favorite
thing. Tips.
My favorite thing that everyone needs to use is essence.
Essence. We got an essence, I remember.
Yes, such a mysterious, enigmatic part of the K-beauty routine because there's nothing like it here in America.
Okay.
We don't even it's really hard to describe because it's like somewhere between a toner and a serum. Oh. But it's like magical.
Okay, so I remember we got like a sample of an essence or what. Or you said it was a really nice one. What brand was it?
Essence. It was Misha's First Treatment Essence.
Ah, okay.
And a lot of Korean essences are made with fermented ingredients, so it takes a while to make them, so that's why they're so powerful and concentrated. Oh. It's like fermented. I think the Misha essence has fermented yeast in it. Dang. And it's supposed to be really good for your skin because fermented everything is good for you allegedly.
It's true. That's why
like kombucha
and kimchi big, and it's one of the superfoods. Yeah.
I use a snail essence currently. And snail mucin, like basically the stuff that snails leave behind is such a key ingredient in Korean products, and you won't find it anywhere in America, but it is magical.
Amazing. Really?
I mean, it protects their bodies. They drag themselves on the ground all the time.
And it's natural. It makes sense. I mean, instead of some weird thing that, some weird company is putting together with chemicals, just take it from the snails. So yeah. And when you put on the essence, do you put it on like a little like pad or something, like a little
I go straight from the bottle to my face.
Really?
Basically. But you can do cotton pads. Some people soak cotton pads.
That's what I've been doing.
And then lay them on their face almost like a little mini mask.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit lazier, so I just pat it right on.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'll do that.
You can do whatever you prefer. It's more so that I just hate buying cotton pads a lot. So I get lazy. Got it.
Well, awesome. You guys, of course, if you're a longtime K-Stop listener like Brooke is, you guys are as much listeners are part of this show as much as we are part of the show, and you can join in on our conversation by using hashtag K-Stop on Twitter, leaving a comment on Fuse.tv, hitting me up individually on Twitter. I'm at Jeff__Benjamin. And Brooke, what's your Twitter handle?
I am at Brooke, BROOKE, another E, Bunce, BUNCE. Please ask me any and all questions about K-beauty.
Yes, or her BTS bias. I mean, she's always down to talk BTS too. Yeah. I love it. But yes, if you guys have, don't forget that, I always say this about at least K-pop stuff, is that you're not really just a fan of the music. You're a fan of this whole kind of scene you join. And about as much as, even though I don't watch Korean dramas, for example, I know it's a huge part of the scene, or I know the beauty aspect is a huge thing. So if you guys have thoughts about, beauty stuff, drama stuff, I mean, please let us know, or hit Brooke up, or, maybe we'll have Brooke's beauty hour every episode or something,
I would love that.
If you guys are down, because I love this stuff too. And I'm just always trying to learn from Brooke. I need to get her, now that she's taught me how to use Essence, I will use it. And now that I know it's so rare, but in any case, we have a great episode for you guys. But before we get into this week's episode, we just want to quickly give a shout out to last week's episode where we reviewed, you guys know every week we ask you to vote on your favorite releases of the week. Last week we talked about Minzy's Nina No, Hyolyn and Changmo's Blue Moon, and Zico's She's a Baby. And
I love Zico.
Oh yeah, you do like Zico too. How did you come across him though?
Zico and Crush on
Bermuda Triangle.
No, the song is ooh ah, she's mine. That song. I love that song. Mine. And then I like the I like that new Zyko release actually.
Wow, Brooke, you are. So that would have gotten your vote is what I'm hearing. Okay, cool. Well, unfortunately, Zico got last place this week with 2% of the votes. But it was a somewhat close battle between Hyolyn and Changmo's Blue Moon that got 45% of the votes, and Minzy ended up in number 1 with 53% of the votes. So congrats to Minzy. We are feeling your solo release. And yes, and as you guys know, hit us up anytime with your thoughts, hashtag KStop, or on Twitter or on Fuse.tv. And Brooke actually sees every comment you guys leave on Twitter on at Fuse.tv. So, or at Fuse TV, sorry, on Twitter. So, don't keep that in mind.
Them all.
She's reading them all. Maybe she'll retweet
won't
you.
answer them all.
Yeah.
I'll see them.
But she sees them just like us. So let's get right into today's episode. We're playing a tiny bit of catch up from last week, but there's some really strong releases that I definitely want to talk about. Things that K-Stop listeners love. But yeah, Brooke, did we cover everything? Do you feel like the K-Stop listeners know you?
I hope so, but they'll start to know more about me as we continue.
Okay, great. So who do you want to kick off with?
I want to leave a little bit of mystery
Of
there.
course. Who do you want to kick off with, though, this episode?
I think we should kick off with K.A.R.D.
Ooh,
Do you
K.A.R.D.
pronounce it K.A.R.D?
Yes.
Okay.
That's at least what we've been doing. I know it's technically K.A.R.D, but I think they're going by K.A.R.D. But yes, the intriguing co-ed group, very rare for K-pop. Whether you're a longtime fan or not, you don't really see a lot of co-ed K-pop groups. And like Tina and I have actually been watching them pretty closely because we really loved their first songs. They're kind of like, so like the sort of background history with them, Brooke, is like they're like this group that hasn't like officially hit the scene yet. They're putting out 3 singles before their like quote unquote official debut. But they put out, a music video, the music and everything. Fans are getting to know them and maybe try to like, people are getting like more warmed up to them, maybe because they're in a different sort of sound, different sort of look, I should say, for the K-pop scene. But first and foremost, what'd you think?
So I actually thought K.A.R.D was all guys before watching the Rumor video because I've seen you and Tina talk about them on K-Stop before.
Right.
So I was surprised and I really liked the mixture.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, even in the U.S., we don't have co-ed groups.
No, it never really took off here.
And
kind of in like the UK and stuff like that, like A-Teens and S Club 7, but like here they never took off.
It's weird, but this song Rumor is really good. I feel like it's so current.
It's so very
current. It's got that dance hall thing that everything on the radio has right now. And I enjoyed their dance moves.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like once again, I mean, in my opinion, they kind of went 3 for 3 with this. Like I felt like once again, I had that like Moombahton dance hall like feel to it, very like very fresh, very current with like what we're hearing sort of on radio in these days. And something that I don't know if you got to listen to like their past stuff at all, but something I liked about this, and this was one of my critiques in their earlier song with the Oh Na Na song, their like first song, was that it was very female heavy, that first song, and almost like the guys were an afterthought. But this time it feels like the guys get more shine.
They got their time to shine.
Yeah. So I was happy that like, okay, now it feels like I feel like they've definitely shown kind of what they can show as a group, and now I'm really excited to see kind of what like when their official quote unquote debut happens, like like how it all comes together. Although I will say I hope they don't I hope they lessen the auto-tune a little bit. There's a lot of auto-tune.
Yeah, there is.
But yeah, I don't know. Ultimately, I was just like, I really thought that like this was once again like a nice showing for what they are. Like shows that like co-ed groups can work in K-pop. This is like exciting. And like the interesting thing about them too is that they're getting a lot of looks in the West, like in America, and like I see like they're actually going on like a small like US tour like really soon, which is really surprising for a group that technically like hasn't even like promoted in Korea or like Asia at all. And like I don't know, I just feel like they did really well. Like this, if they were like, I don't know, like I've been kind of like going over this in my head, like why I think they're working so well. And I think if we saw like the usual K-pop video, like a very like cutesy or like very reserved or very like proper, it wouldn't make sense to have like males and females like in that same context or whatever.
Yeah, this was the only video I've watched of K.A.R.D's, but it was very different from the K-pop norm, and the colors were very neutral. It all felt very gender neutral in a way.
Oh, interesting
very
take.
Unisex.
Yeah, it wasn't like, you know, quote unquote too girly or quote unquote too
masculine.
Yeah, or
it
anything
was
like
very much right in the middle, which I thought was really cool. And the fact that they were all doing the same dance moves.
Yes,
they
exactly.
weren't like overtly sexy.
Right. It's not like it's not like the girls had to like drop it down in front of the guys. The guys had to like rip their shirts off for the girls or something. You know, it was like nothing like that, you know. So yeah, I that's an interesting take. I didn't think of it like like gender neutral is kind of like it sort of like works on all aspects.
Yeah.
So
there were a lot of like blacks. I noticed there were a lot of blacks and oranges and greens.
Yeah, totally. Although unfortunately they filmed it all like what do you call that?
Oh,
vertically?
It looked like it was like shot on Snapchat or an iPhone or something.
I think
do you know why they did that?
I think. Well, did you see at the very beginning? It's like K.A.R.D X LG, and I think like LG must have sponsored it or something. Like, I don't know. I was kind of like, really? I was like, I mean, I get it. Everyone needs someone to fund a music video, but I was kind of like, really? They couldn't like just open up the screen a little bit? Like, it had to be all in this. What do you call that? Why do you call it vertical mode? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or like everyone's always like makes fun of people when they upload like videos to YouTube in like that mode, you know? So it's like
but it is the way we watch almost everything now.
I guess so, but not on YouTube. I don't know.
If you have YouTube on your phone. Oh, well, that's true. You turn the screen.
Yeah, that's how I felt. But
do you remember that Party Next Door music video that debuted on Snapchat?
Oh God, no, because I don't really follow that stuff. But
that's really the only time I feel like a U.S. artist has tried to do the whole.
Well, so then did he keep it in vertical mode for the final version?
That I'm not sure because I never watched the video again because it was so boring.
Interesting. Maybe that answers our question why people don't do it. But
right. I don't feel like it's a very successful user-friendly mode on YouTube.
Yeah, but like I mean I don't know. It was something different, I guess. But still, I didn't. That's my only like big critique for it, I guess. Oh, and the auto-tune, but. Yeah, I don't know. Just like, like every time because like I really liked that first song by K.A.R.D, and like I remember like me and Tina were really liking it. We were very skeptical, and like every song, and every song we'd like listen to, we'd be like, there's always like I was like, there's no way they can follow up with like something good. But like with Rumor, like when that breakdown came in, I was like sold. I was like, okay, they've got it. Like, so I'm really, really kind of excited for them and their future and. Yeah, I don't know. They got something cool going on. And interesting that one of the members is from, I think, California, actually. So I feel like they're kind of anchoring them or kind of angling them in this, like, international way. Not only from their sound and the fact that, like, like, you know, there are men and female and they're kind of, like, not going very... quote unquote traditional K-pop with this. Like, I don't know, I feel like there's so much potential, so I'm really excited to see how they do. So I'm glad you like it.
It's very unique.
Very unique. Go K.A.R.D. But
do we have any idea what the next thing is going to be?
No.
Next single, or is it going to be a debut album?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is that I really want to hear an album from them, or at least like an EP or something like that. Yeah, like it's a great question. Like there's not sort of an indication where they're going next, but I would assume most K-pop acts debut with like at least like a couple songs, you know, not just like one single most of the time, I'd say. So I feel like something bigger has to come. They come from a big company. I think it's gonna be like a blown out sort of thing. I hope they keep like the trendy sounds and like Moombahton sounds and all that, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm very intrigued.
There was someone in the YouTube comments speculating that the K was for Oh Na Na. I don't know how they got that connection. And that the A was for Don't Recall. The R was for Rumor, which totally makes sense. And the D was for debut album.
Okay. But where did they get those first two?
I don't know.
Oh, nah. I mean, maybe. Like, I just don't. But I also don't get where Don't Recall came from. Wait, I don't get it.
I don't either.
Maybe it might be the Korean names. I actually don't really know. Maybe there's something with that.
Yeah.
But because I think Onana has like a Korean name. I don't know. I don't know. If you guys have any idea about this rumor that Brooke has this wherever Brooke has found this conspiracy theory that Brooke has come across in the YouTube comments, please let us know. But yeah, no, I'm really excited for them, and I hope they didn't just do these really great singles only just to have something completely different like with the debut. But I'm rooting for them. I think they'll do well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so K.A.R.D, high remarks from both Jeff and Brooke. But Brooke, what is next on your list? Who should we discuss? Who should we discuss next?
Should we go with my favorite next?
Oh, sure.
IU.
Ah, yes. I'm so happy you said that.
My favorite. This song has changed me.
Has it really?
Yes.
Because you are 25, aren't you?
I am 25.
You're 25. Yes, IU. She is like the solo superstar, basically. I mean, like, K-pop fans know that, like, anytime IU releases anything, it's basically like an Adele in the sense that, like, just clear out the charts because IU's about to, like, completely own, like, the top 15 tracks right now. And, like,
really? Yeah. So give me a little background.
Yeah. So IU has been, and this is actually and this is why a big part of why I'm such a fan of this new release, but, you know, she's been this she was like very young star, broke out like a long time ago, very young. And she was just sort of like, this is sort of like something that we don't really have in America, but like they called her like Korea's little sister for a while. It was basically like she was just this, you know, sweet, innocent, can do no wrong girl. And like everyone just loves her music. Everyone, you know, loved her. She can act, she can dance, she can sing. And, you know, she was never in a girl group. She always did it on her own. And yeah, she just kind of, you know, it's been really interesting, particularly for me, because I was always a fan of her, but maybe in the last 3-4 years, she's kind of done some growing up and like before it was very glossy, very what you would imagine K-pop to be, but you know, in the last 3 or 4 years with her music, she's gotten like trying a lot more genres, talking about more personal things. She writes and composes all her own music. So she's been talking about, you know, just growing up as a child star, you know, like this song in particular is kind of like, she's never done sort of like this electro bubbly sort of pop sound, and I really, really like it. But yeah, it's like this song basically is almost kind of her reflecting on like where she came from and like where she is now, and like because she's kind of dealt with her own controversy. Her last album had a bit of controversy around it because she had like there were some themes people read into, and she had like a scandal where like there was a photo of her taking with another idol, a boy band member that she uploaded accidentally, and it just things that aren't scandals in America but are scandals in Korea. So that's IU for you, all to get us to her new album, new single, Palette.
That makes sense based on what this song conveys.
Yes,
which is like, I'm cool with where I'm at.
Yes.
Even if you're not.
Right.
Which I relate to heavily.
Yes, which is something that happens in your 20s, you know, and like should, hopefully, I pray it happens to everyone in their mid-20s, you know, like, because, you know, you graduate college or whatever, and you kind of like, you find yourself and you stumble along a little bit, and it happens at different periods for different people, but eventually, you know, you find this sort of place where you're at where you're like, okay, I am cool with myself, or, you know, like I'm fine, you know, like she's not even saying like, I'm happy, I'm so happy, I'm so in love with my life. She's saying like, I got this, I can do this, I'm fine, I'm 25. Fun fact, she's actually only 23 according to our age system.
Different ages in Korea.
So like technically,
I just found that out.
how does this work? Yeah, technically,
year 1 is when you're born.
right. Year 1 is when they're born, but they consider themselves that age for the whole year.
Right.
So she is technically, if she hasn't turned 23 already, she's turning 23. But she was, or sorry.
She is 23. It's 2 years different.
Yeah.
Since we're after
she's turning
January
24
1st.
this year.
Right.
She will turn 24 at some point this year, but she is 25 because
I did a Korean age calculator and I'm 27 right now, technically in Korea.
Oh gosh,
because my birthday hasn't happened yet this year.
Right, mine neither. So I'm technically 29. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm 27. That's how I sing it to myself. But yeah, I don't know. Just like strictly song, just strictly looking at the song first and foremost. I love the feel of it. It's so like
song. It's so like minimal.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love her. I mean, I love her voice, but you know, she just has this really beautiful command of like harmony and like really like, and I love this like sort of, she's never really dabbled in like electronic sort of sounds. She's always been, it's interesting, she's always done a lot of like orchestral sounds or like very like acoustic sounding. Or her last full-length album was very her last couple albums were very like jazzy, almost like jazz poppy, so throwback sound. So this is like definitely new for her as well. So
I could tell because I went and listened to 23.
Oh, 23.
And I was like, this is so different.
So different, yeah. And 23 was also, kind of about her, growing as a person. But I think that one was a little almost like being like a, I don't know. It wasn't as reflective in my opinion. Like that song, I don't know if you got to like look at the lyrics and stuff like that, but like that song was, I felt like it was more about like, this is where I'm at. I'm 23, like blah, blah, blah. Like this is how my life is. But like, 25, she's like the palette is more about like being reflective and like kind of owning where you are. And then the rap is really nice too from G-Dragon, who we'll discuss in a little bit too, because G-Dragon kind of like almost like gives her advice because he's technically 30 in Korean age, although only 28 in American age. But he's kind of like giving her advice and saying like, things are going to get better or and nothing, happiness is, this sort of interesting concept. It can come, it can go. And it's interesting too because he actually refers to her by her first, like her like real name. He doesn't call her IU in the rap. He calls her Ji-yoon, which I think I'm pronouncing that right, is her like personal name, like not her stage name. So yeah, it just has this really like intimate personal feel to it.
Yeah, I like how he says you're not young, you're not old, you're just you.
Yeah,
it's like it is this like realization you come to, especially at 25, because you're like, I can't be like I'm young and dumb anymore, but I can't say I'm old.
Right.
She's cut her hair. She realizes she likes short hair better.
Yes,
which
exactly.
Like I feel the same way.
Oh yeah, it's true. Yeah, you have embraced like the short or like. Well, let's see. Was your hair long when you started working at Fuse?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how hair can be like, and like not that she's even revealing the most mind-blowing confessions. She's talking about her like favorite colors and like, the music she likes. And, I don't know if you caught the Corinne Bailey Rae reference. She loves Corinne Bailey Rae and Corinne Bailey Rae loves her too. They like talk to each other on Twitter. It's really cute.
That's awesome.
But yeah, like, that those are the kind of things that like make up you and like make up a person and like like we all have I thought it was still like an interesting because it's something we don't really see in K-pop, like people being kind of personal and speaking more about themselves. It's more about love or like a universal message or something like that, or a party or a breakup or a heartbreak or something like that. But this is really kind of cool, and I'm a really big fan of it. So, and that goes with the video too, how it like, I feel like a lot of times she was almost kind of like making fun of herself or kind of like, and it's funny, I actually met IU at KCON Los Angeles in 2013. 2014 or something like that. And she does have like this really laid back personality. Like she was laughing at herself a lot. She like, still very proper, still very, very K-pop-esque in that way, but just very, I don't know, just like seemed to have some like knows who she is and has like a good stronghold on like who she is as a person, and like isn't kind of afraid to kind of like speak out, as herself rather than like sort of this polished pop star.
I could see that.
Yeah, and like there's that like funny moment like where like does everyone hates you, do you agree? And it's like, the little box like yes like I thought like I don't know, there were just so many things that like so many K-pop stars would never sort of.
She's really self-aware.
Yes, self-aware. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. I could tell she's self-aware and doesn't take herself too seriously.
Yeah.
She lets you in on like these candid moments.
Right.
Of her just like yawning in the video or
totally.
checking her phone, feeling insecure.
Yes.
It's refreshing.
It is refreshing, 100%. So, yeah, I'm a really big fan. I mean, I really do love IU. Like, I don't know. There's just like some of her albums, like her last full-length album, the Palette album, I really do like. My favorite song is probably Jam. It's called Jam. But yeah, it's a really good album. I highly suggest if anyone's interested to listen to it. But I keep listening to Palette too. What are the other songs I like? I really like I think Love Alone is its name, or Dear Name is really good. But yeah, if you're a fan of this, Brooke, I highly suggest the album too.
I'm going to explore the whole album now.
Yeah,
I love the song.
Yay, good. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other thoughts on our girl IU before we?
Just excited to see where she goes next.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like so like some little tea or some insider tea is that I know she really wants to tour America or do like an American tour, but like her schedule just hasn't really been allowed to. But because she hasn't been, I don't think, in America since that last K.A.R.D performance. That was 2013 or 2014, whatever it was. So I don't know. I'm really hoping she comes back to us soon, and
this new aesthetic would really be. It's very like American.
Yeah. So she's got G-Dragon on there, like who's really loved here. Like, I feel like it could be really well received. So we'll see. Hoping IU returns to us soon. Come over, IU. Come to Fuse. We can all cut our hair together.
We'd love that.
Yeah, haircuts with IU. And last but not least, though, this is probably the most controversial release of the week. Probably the most controversial release in K-pop in a moment, but it's Triple H. F-R-E-S. H. I can't remember how it goes. But yes, Triple H. Longtime K-Stop listeners know that we discuss Cube Entertainment a lot, and this is a new trio from Cube Entertainment. It brings together HyunA,
also co-ed.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind. But yeah, HyunA, who's like, everyone knows, big viral star, did everything from Gangnam Style, was in a girl group for a minute, is now solo. We've talked a lot about her in K-Stop and kind of what she's been up to. And she was actually, fun fact, she was actually in a co-ed duo, or she was in a duo with a male singer. He was in Beast. His name was Hyung-sung. That was Troublemaker. But now she's in another split project or whatever. And it's called Triple H. It brings together not only HyunA, but two members from Cube's new boy band Pentagon. Their names are Hui and E'Dawn. Although E'Dawn, let's see, hold on. Oh, so right. So E'Dawn, the reason they're called Triple H is because E'Dawn's like Korean name is Kim Hyojong, and Hui's Korean name is Lee Hotaek. So like The Triple H makes sense. In case anyone was
there
confused.
There we go.
Yes. So, and Hana's name is Kim Hana.
I don't know why Triple H just kept reminding me of Preparation H.
You know what? I don't think you're alone in that. I think
Okay,
a lot of
good.
international fans thought that too, and they were kind of like, really?
Especially
But
with the logo.
oh gosh, is that what the Preparation H like logo looks like? I have no idea.
No, but I don't know. It just kind of
Just the big H
medicinal.
Oh yeah, because it's very like
It's
like
like an H
static,
in a
right?
yellow box.
Yeah, it doesn't look very. Anyway, yeah,
Sorry.
no, I mean, I'm just kind of well, I don't know. I mean, personally, I just first and foremost kind of wonder why this is so, and I mean. Like kind of like the history with K-pop, or at least I feel like, and maybe K-stop listeners, you have some thoughts, but I've never, because Hana is kind of from like one generation of K-pop. She's kind of like this, they call that like second generation. That's where like 21 and Girls' Generation and Big Bang and a lot of those groups come from. And Hana was definitely like a leader in that, huge superstar in that. And Pentagon is kind of from this new generation of K-pop groups that like is led sort of by like BTS and EXO and like a lot of new groups are kind of 17. Those are kind of like leader boy bands in those groups. And then like Pentagon is definitely like one of the newer groups in this new generation. So you have like Hana, who's very established and is still popular, you know, don't get me wrong or anything like that. But it's like I was not expecting to see sort of like a cross-generational, not that they can't do it, but it's interesting to make this like a full-fledged thing, first and foremost. But I don't know.
Do you think they have staying power? Is
My
my question.
Well, let's review them and maybe, I don't know, because the song itself, I didn't hate the song. I think
Sounds
it's
like Bruno Mars.
Is that where I hear that? Because
It sounds like Uptown Funk.
one of my notes was that I feel like I've heard this beat before.
Right.
Is it that kind of like funk, 70s funk, 60s funk sound?
It definitely sounds like Uptown Funk, which sounds like
a lot of other songs.
Yeah, so
it
many
sounds
other
like yeah, like
things.
the Bee Gees and like Chic and like
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so that makes sense. All right, so that answers my question first and foremost. But I mean, you know, I didn't hate the song. I wasn't like dying to listen to it again, but you know, I thought it
Right.
was fun. I was like bopping along to it, I guess.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, like, you know, it's fine. It's the music video that kind of threw me for a loop, and I feel like that's
Yes.
what most people are talking about right now.
Yeah, it could have
Yeah.
had this song could have had a very different music video.
It could
and
have
they
a
chose to go in a
very, you know,
dark direction.
dark, kind of almost explicit, you know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I mean, just like first and foremost, you know, I just didn't really, so we kind of like get introduced to, you know, the different members, and we're introduced to like one of the guys, him like nearly being suicidal almost. Like that was the first scene you're kicking off with. I was just like, really? And you know, like I was almost just you know, I didn't know how, you know, K-pop is generally marketed towards young people, and not to say that they can't get dark or get, you know, deal with themes like this, but like, you know, him putting the bag over his head, you know, with the
Yeah.
X's on them. I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like I hope young people aren't looking at this and are like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like let me put a bag over my head, you know, or like let me see what this is
13
like.
Reasons Why style.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Don't give me any spoilers. I'm only on episode 4. But
I won't. But
I made Brooke read an article for me to make sure there weren't any spoilers about 13 Reasons Why. I do that a lot with television because I'm
Yeah,
very
I
slow
know.
at television. But
I mean, do you think they're really that sheltered that they're going to be putting bags over their
I don't.
heads?
I just thought it was just like. I just never even saw like, you know, putting the tape, like wrapping the tape around your neck.
Yeah.
To me, that was almost like
It's graphic.
yeah, that was like a second step too far. You know, it's
Yeah.
one thing to put a bag over your head, blah, blah, blah. But it's another thing to like kind of almost just like even put the idea in someone's head. I mean, personally, I never even saw that. Maybe I'm just sheltered, but I never saw like someone like wrap like masking tape around like
Yeah.
putting a shopping, you know, because you always hear, don't let babies play with shopping bags. It could be a choking device. And you're like, oh my God, like, la, 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 we know. Like, but like, I was just like, oh wow, the tape thing was like interesting. So,
yeah.
I
And
don't
when
know.
this song doesn't have themes of like depression or suicide. correct?
Right.
So it very much felt like just like a shock factor. 'Cause
100%.
you also had this like power chord chorus that was like very upbeat,
3,
very
6,
funky.
5, fresh. Yeah, I mean, right, exactly. It kind of like, I mean, and I'll say this isn't like the first. So, fans of HyunA and like K-pop know that like the last time HyunA did her like Troublemaker or like HyunA seems when HyunA gets with the boys, there's always something crazy that's going on, because in like the last Troublemaker video, they were like drinking and fighting with one another. There's like hints of threesomes. Granted, there was a hint of a threesome in this one too.
Yeah,
actually.
there was.
And actually, kind of speaking of sort of like to the romantic sexual themes or whatever, HyunA ends up kissing both of them in the video, which was really unexpected for me. And I know that like as a Western, someone who grew up in America, never shied away from like controversial pop or anything like that. I don't know why, but like maybe this is just like a K-pop thing for me, but I was not I was a little like surprised to see them kissing, because that is always like a no in like K-pop videos. And like
I was too, and to see like lingerie,
right. And like, but I guess the thing that I do appreciate about it is that they made it feel very natural. It wasn't like this big lead up moment that like, oh, we're about to kiss each other and 3, 2, oh my gosh, like I'm sweating, he's sweating, my heart is pounding. No, it was like they just sort of kissed each other, and then like one of them else came in, and then like that was that, and then they're all in bed, and like she kisses the other one. Like it's just sort of like,
it's like a blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah,
sort of
which I kind of like. They almost kind of like normalize this idea that like artists can kiss each other in a music video. Doesn't mean they're like in a relationship, doesn't mean they're like not pure. Like they just kissed each other, and like that was that. So yeah,
I'm looking at the lyrics now to see if like it has any allusions to anything they talked about in the music video. It seems like it's very much just about breaking out of your normal routine.
Yeah, it's about having fun. I guess so. I mean, it's about having fun. It's about, like being fresh all the time. Speaking of breaking out of the normal, though, I did think it was funny that they blurred out what I'm guessing
the blunt.
It seemed like a blunt or a cigarette or something.
Was funny too.
I was just like, really, all the things you're showing, and like you're blurring out the blunt. Although, fun fact, like smoking marijuana is highly illegal in Korea. Yeah, you can like get sent to jail. So, but still, like just like all the references and stuff like that, it was very, very unexpected, very interesting to watch. I don't really know what they're going for with it, but
is HyunA, I don't know a lot of her history, but you said she is sort of like this risk taker.
Yes.
Do you feel like she's sort of trying to make a stance too? Like, I can stand right beside the men. I can
that's
sleep in the same bed, kiss 2 different guys, and it's fine.
I like that. I mean, I feel like if anyone was going to do it, it'd be HyunA, because she has always kind of been this person that, kind of always like would just go out. It's not like she goes around town and is like, it's just this crass individual. Like she's still like very proper, very sweet. Like if you see any of her interviews, she's like the sweetest. But like, I don't know. I guess, like HyunA is kind of this like badass female that always like, proves that like I can be right up there with the guys. I can be just as like crazy, just as like pull it off. I don't know. And I think, a lot of her look, a lot of her music plays to a Western sentiment. And like, I think that's why she has a lot of fans over here. She just went on a tour recently. I think I was out of town for it. But I don't know. I kind of, when I think about that, there's sort of like this empowerment with it too, that like, here she, and if you notice, HyunA's kind of the one who kisses them, it's not really the other way around. So I like that.
She very much leads the charge.
Yeah. And also like, at the same, now you're making me think like, when the guy grabs her leg, she like, she slaps him. Not only swats him away, but ends up killing him, like is sort of like this, like this awesome sort of like statement on like, don't mess with me because you're going to get killed.
That is how it feels. Yeah. And I mean, if this video were here, it'd be like, oh, cool video. Love it.
Right. No, it feels very normal to like, in America, but like over there, I mean, I'm sure it like kind of, makes like a deeper statement maybe. So
What
like
are
that.
like some of the reactions that it's been garnering? Do you know if it's been banned anywhere?
I think it definitely has like a they call it like a plus 18 or plus 19 rating. I'm trying to remember what I saw, because from mostly, I don't know, unfortunately I don't think the song is like performing that well on the charts, but like I'm trying to see what have I seen.
Their album's doing well according to iTunes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the second top song.
Oh, hey. Yeah. I mean, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it's stirred up. It's definitely stirred up some controversy in Korea. I remember reading this one article, that like it said, people have said that like it's too revealing. There's like a suicide theme. Like, why don't they just call it porn? Like, things that like, even though we do think of it as very normal over here, like a lot of them would be like, this is just so explicit, and like it's kind of like it's a lot. So it's getting kind of hit hard over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, like even like someone like how K.A.R.D shows, like I don't know, they might be thinking a little more they might be just thinking a little more internationally with this, like trying to get like a lot of people just interested around the world. Maybe Korea isn't their ultimate angle with this,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Getting that worldwide edge.
Yeah, I guess so. And, it'll, definitely, because at the end of the day, they can always say it's a concept and it's a look and it's something that, it's not us. It was something we were performing. And, it should get the boy band more attention. So, yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting move. I was just definitely not expecting that as a longtime watcher of K-pop. I was like, wow, that's crazy.
But you remembered it, right?
I do remember it. I'll definitely, sex sells, baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
there was at one point when I was writing in my notes, I wrote OMG boobs.
Yep.
Because that's not something I was expecting to see at all.
Oh, they are there. They are certainly
from
there.
Above.
From above, from below, from everywhere. HyunA is bringing it. But so then, okay, well you already revealed it, but does that mean after reviewing K.A.R.D, IU, and Triple H that your favorite is IU still?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have to give it to IU too. She'll get my view too. No, it's okay. It's okay. How would you even know? But yes, it was I think I have to give it to my girl IU too, because she's just my favorite. But good stuff from K.A.R.D. Interesting stuff from Triple H. I'm gonna rub that all over me later. And yes. Yes.
Triple H, it's good for your health.
It's good for your health. It's good for
something.
Yes, it's good. It's good for something, exactly. But K-Stop listeners, let us know what you think of. Be sure to vote on the poll on views.tv. And there'll also be a YouTube playlist of all the music we discuss on this episode too. Let's quickly get into our segment where we look at the top 5 K-pop songs on US iTunes in our charts section right now. Brooke mentioned that Triple H is doing well on the albums chart, but let's see how they're doing on the singles chart. Coming at number 5 this week, wow, it's BTS's Save Me. Wasn't expecting that. Apparently Americans are still feeling that one. Awesome.
Love that song.
Yeah. What's your favorite BTS song?
Love Jin's broad shoulders in that music video.
Oh gosh, I can't say I remember anyone's shoulders, much less Jin's broad shoulders. But
so I've told you this, but I have a friend who I've recently gotten into BTS, and she's like really gotten into them, like full on ARMY,
like going on ARMY. Yes.
Yeah, she is like full ARMY now.
She's on like Tumblr.
Yeah, she's watched every YouTube video that BTS has.
Dang.
And she loves the Save Me video, and she kept pointing out to me Jin's broad shoulders. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, and it doesn't help that like this video is a little older, so they're all a little gangly. They're all wearing tall tees in this video.
Yes,
they're
yes, I
wearing the tall
remember.
tees. He's wearing like a long sleeve tee under a tall tee, so it doesn't help the gangliness.
Right.
But they have like a dance move where they're moving their shoulders, and that's like.
And the broadness is just
K-Stop
evident.
listeners, please tweet me if you notice hashtag Jin's broad shoulders.
Hashtag Jin's broad shoulders. I mean, is that not trending worldwide right now? Because if it is, it should be. Oh, gosh. Well, I'll be on the lookout for Jin's broad shoulders. Number 4, Palette by IU featuring G-Dragon.
Woo!
I'm happy that's still performing well. Yay. Number 3, here we are again. BTS Not Today. This song has been in the top 5 for a long time. I really like Not Today. I still like listen to it a lot.
I like it too. I just rewatched the music video last night because I realized I don't watch that music video. I only watched it once.
It's a good one.
The dance moves are great.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I still listen to that one a lot. I mean, in terms of singles, I listen to Spring Day a lot and Blood, Sweat, and Tears, but Not Today is right up there as well. Number 2 is 365 Fresh. Triple H. They're doing all right. Who would have thunk? But they're still up there. Or they've made it up there. So it's getting a warm reaction in America.
It is a really catchy song.
It is really catchy, gotta say. I'm excited actually to get into the EP because I'm sure there's some more stuff to get into. And then number 1, and I feel like they must have been here for over a week now, but it's K.A.R.D with Rumor.
K.A.R.D is really blowing up.
Yeah, they're doing well. So good for K.A.R.D, and yeah, very excited to see what happens next.
When I looked at this yesterday, I couldn't remember if we were doing top 5 or top 10, so I listened to them all.
Oh, you did?
I have a new fave and Really Really with Winner.
Oh, good choice. That's a good one. People really like that song. Yeah, I think that song was number 1 for like 2 weeks or something in America. Yeah, it's doing.
I noticed it wasn't new, but it was still high up there.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great song. Yeah, I love the tropical. I still listen to it all the time. It like puts me in a really good mood. Good choice, Brooke. Good choice. And I feel like K-Stop listeners really like that one too. So they're actually under YG Entertainment and same label as G-Dragon, who I want to talk about in our deep cuts today because
perfect transition.
What a transition. I know.
So natural.
The king of transitions. Yes. Well, because it's interesting because in my opinion, or we'll kind of get into this in a little bit, but yeah, G-Dragon just announced this like massive US arena tour, massive in terms of K-pop, for this summer. And this came like late last week, so now we're going to discuss it. But yeah, he announced this like really big tour, and it's the biggest one ever for like a K-pop solo act. He's playing like the United Center in Chicago, which is like where the Bulls play. He's playing the Forum in Los Angeles. He's playing Barclays Center in New York, American Airlines Arena in Miami. Like, these really, really big arenas. And it's interesting because like when Big Bang was here, he's from Big Bang, obviously. And when Big Bang was here, they played like a handful of arenas too, but I don't even know, like, I think they played Allstate Arena, which is like not, it's big, but not as big as United Center in Chicago, for example, or like they played Prudential Center in Newark, which is like not as big, I don't think, as Barclays in Brooklyn. They're very close to each other. But yeah, I'm just like really interested in sort of like this tour, how big it is, like how he's announced it without like any new album, like, to his name. He hasn't released a solo material since like 2013, 2014, I believe. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like really kind of intrigued about this. So it's called the G-Dragon 2017 World Tour, Act 3, M.O.T.T.E.
Oh, I thought those were like openers. I did not realize that was the full name of the tour.
The M.O.T.T.E?
Yeah.
Who is M.O.T.T.E? Who is M.O.T.? Okay.
Doesn't it sound like a K-pop band though?
I guess so. Maybe because me personally, I know everything is an acronym for everything. So like, which is probably why K.A.R.D does stand for like something. Yeah, all the song names, something like that. But in any case, yeah, M.O.T.T.E actually is an acronym for Moment of Truth, the End, which personally I think refers to his to his impending military service, because we've talked a lot about this, about how Big Bang, their last album was called Made. They're inevitably going to go on hiatus because every man, I believe it is before age 30 or 32, needs to enlist in South Korea's required military service. One member just started a couple months ago, T.O.P. And I think G-Dragons is coming soon. And yeah, I think he's just like, I don't know, like on one hand, like I really admire the ambition and everything. And I feel like he just really wants to go out with a bang and like wants
big bang, would you say?
Big bang, perhaps. Nice, Brooke. But yeah, I feel like he's just kind of like, wants to show and prove like what he can do. Like, but I don't know. Like,
I think this is interesting because any rapper in a large arena is interesting.
That's a good point too. 100%.
Because rap shows are really hit or miss.
100%.
Arena.
Yeah.
So trying to dominate a large stage is difficult because you don't have necessarily maybe the setup or the other players or the choreography to distract from you in the space.
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't even think of it like that. Like, yeah, typically like, yeah, like rap shows. I mean, he's pop, but while also being rap, but like, he does do a lot of, he does do a lot of things, and I'm sure it'll be like a very big high production sort of thing. Oh my gosh, at least Snapchat me if I'm sitting up. Oh my gosh.
It's
but
on my personal Snapchat.
Hopefully I don't look like a slug. But
you look very professional.
Okay, if you say so.
Sorry,
but
I just secret Snapchatted.
Snapchatted, yes. But yeah, I'm sure, with something like, with G-Dragon, I think he'll bring the high production values. I think he's going to bring something big. But yeah, I'm just really, really intrigued that like sort of they just went so big with like a show like this. Cause like CL even, who, CL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course you do. She did a solo tour, but she did like theaters and stuff like that. And, that worked for her. And, granted, she has a lot less solo material than G-Dragon does. But I was just kind of like, wow, this is like really ambitious. And like, I'm almost a little nervous, like how it's going to work for him. Cause it's not even like he's doing just like West Coast, East Coast, peace out show. He's doing like, I'm going to go to the Northeast and I'm going to the Southeast and I'm also going to go to Chicago and I'm also going to go to Texas. I'm also going to go to Seattle and Los Angeles and San Diego. So it's not even like, he can't even like garner everyone on every coast.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued too.
I would go to see.
Just to see what it's going to be like.
Planned.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, not San Diego, San Jose. Sorry. Didn't mean to get San Diego's hopes up.
So do you think that he would bring out any like special guests?
You know what? I was going to talk about this too, because I was thinking a really smart move on their end would be to bring one of the newer acts on his label, because a lot of these fans, like Winner, for example, hasn't ever come to America, I don't think, or performed in America. Nor has like the new girl group under YG. Their name is Blackpink, and they've done really well in America. Like they sold like a lot of copies, and like that would be especially for these young groups, that would be a really nice start for them to like, not only will the US fans get to see them, get to like, show some love for them, but they'll also get to, like help sell tickets. Like, if someone isn't like in love with G-Dragon, but loves girl groups and they want to bring this girl group, or loves boy bands, or like there's a lot of artists under like, there's like solo females with like Lehigh, there's Akdong Musician, there's a lot of potential, I feel like, to utilize those same groups. So in my opinion, that would be a really smart move, especially because they're under the same label and stuff. Now, granted, most of the time when K-pop stars do tour America, they don't have an opener. And I'm talking about like K-pop. Like a lot of rap acts that are playing like smaller venues, they do bring out like a couple other people, or they'll bring out like special guests and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to announce. Like I hope they do, but I don't know. I kind of wonder if like maybe the ticket sales don't go as well. They'll like announce like a second person, joining them.
Yeah.
Because I saw a lot of fans wanted maybe like G-Dragon and Taeyang, who's another singer who's also done well as a solo act in America. Like he's charted an album here, and so is G-Dragon, and bringing the both of them on tour could be like something, but yeah, I don't know.
And there are no confirmed openers right now, correct?
No confirmed openers.
Yeah.
In your perfect world, Brooke, who would be a perfect K-pop opener?
Perfect K-pop
Now,
opener.
no, remember BTS already plays arenas, so they're not going to open for G-Dragon.
Crush.
Crush. Oh, that'd be cool.
And Dean.
And Dean. It could happen. I don't know if Crush and G-Dragon have ever worked together. Do you know?
Though, I feel like he's right on that verge of like crossover success.
100%. And because exactly, because that is a great idea. We should bring this up to them because
I'm contacting YG management. he's YG, right?
G-Dragon?
Yeah,
he's YG.
So I'm gonna send them an email, tell them the idea that I have.
We totally should. I mean, it makes total sense because those guys are a little, they have their turn up songs, but they're typically a little more laid back. That would be a nice warm up for like, G-Dragon
or Anderson .Paak.
Hey, there you go.
Who's worked with Dean?
You're right. Anderson .Paak isn't selling out arenas yet, is he?
No, but he could come on stage.
Yeah, and just come out on stage.
So G-Dragon could do like a Taylor Swift in every city he goes to, invite like a guest from that city.
He could.
And like a Western artist.
Yeah. Do we think he has enough friends? He has a lot of Western friends in America.
It seems like it. The amount of coverage that this tour got was actually kind of surprising.
Oh, really? Where'd you say? Oh,
on
you're
websites,
right.
like on Pitchfork.
I saw it on Pitchfork, yeah. And like Hypebeast and things like that.
Complex, I believe.
Complex covered it, right?
Yeah, so I think that hip hop heads actually are tuned into G-Dragon.
Yeah, and like I would almost argue a G-Dragon tour is maybe like an easier sell to like a casual fan or like casual, hip hop or electronic music fans, because they're probably like, okay, the boy band, I don't know, but like G-Dragon, oh, okay, like I know this person, boy bands are a tougher sell, or like groups, but like solo artists is probably, and like the all the promotional artwork and campaign and like the trailers and stuff like that have been really intriguing and like very hipstery.
I do feel like in the approach to like K-pop, when you're just talking to a normal person, like boy bands feel like this weird, like foreign, obscure, scary thing. They're like, you listen to boy bands? Like,
right.
But, One Direction.
I know.
We have boy bands here.
Right.
But it is like a harder sell.
It's a different mindset too. I think BTS definitely, for example, like someone like BTS or Big Bang or EXO, they definitely have that very similar fan base to like One Direction and things like that. But I don't know, like in my opinion, it's a little different. It's different. It's not strictly for the teens, like
right. But that's like I think that's the misconception, is that when you say boy band, you think of like a certain fan base. Right.
Exactly.
But telling someone like, oh, I'm really into this Korean rapper, for some reason that translates so much easier to them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, fortunately, whatever. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
it's just how it is.
It's just how it is.
For ignorant people.
Try saying you like girl groups. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, no, I'm just really, I don't know. I thought it'd be like kind of cool, just like, talk about like sort of this really just ambitious thing, that I do think is him sort of saying, okay, there's going to be, definitely I'm going to be gone for a little bit. So I want to like, because a lot of things can change in 2 years, like I think Big Bang is pretty much up there, that they will definitely, their legacy is cemented, for sure, in K-pop. But 2 years is a long time, and it doesn't mean they're all gonna like come back together right at the same time. There's a lot that can happen in between. So I think probably G-Dragon always had it on his list that he wanted to do this or something, and
so he might as well if he can.
Mean, he booked the venues. Live Nation is booking him in these venues. So hey, if they can,
I think it's amazing that this is what he wants to do. Yeah, and he's doing it.
He's doing it. So I gotta, I don't know. I gotta give it up to him. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed, pretty proud of him already. And hopefully
Is this gonna become a new Jeff Benjamin meme where you tweet about how proud of G-Dragon you are?
Oh my gosh. What do you mean? Well, who do I say I'm proud of?
BTS.
Oh my gosh. I said it like once, okay? Because
yeah,
I was proud
did
of
you see
it.
how that took off into such a meme?
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, when I got memed by BTS fans.
So you can do that again.
I think what did I say? I think I just said just saying, like, I'm pretty proud of what BTS, because they sold like all these albums. I was really proud. They sold all these singles. Something like they did really well to the point that like they were basically up there with like other, American, selling better than some American acts even. And so like I was like just saying I'm really proud of BTS on Twitter, and like all these fans took it off. They were like me to my mom when she tells me to do my homework. Just saying. Like I'm just really proud of BTS, or like a murderer asking me if I have any other last words and being like, just saying I'm really proud of BTS.
That was my favorite. Here, I'm gonna try to find it.
Oh gosh. BTS also nominated for a Billboard Music Award. Speaking of major things that people are doing in the US.
I'm really excited, and I think they're gonna win.
Yeah, I've been seeing them everywhere. Granted, my timeline might be a little skewed towards them, but hey, I love Selena Gomez too, so I haven't seen many votes for Selena Gomez.
I think it's Justin Bieber is the next person under BTS.
Oh, I could see
but
that,
like
yeah.
by a very wide margin.
Really?
If you watch any BTS music videos, like the first comments under them now are like, keep voting.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cute.
From like a day ago.
Yeah, and it'd be awesome if they got to go to the award show, or if they got to accept their award on I mean, could you imagine if they got to accept if they win and they accepted the award on television? Oh, I'm getting like chills right now. It'd be so cool. So,
do you want to see the tweet?
Okay, read one of the tweets, Brooke.
Just putting it out there.
Put it out there.
I'm really proud of BTS. What they're accomplishing is so next level. I'm so excited for their future.
Okay, so I didn't like sound. I was just like saying it as like a reflective, excited moment, and then all these fans went crazy with it. They were like what are they quote the tweets, right?
I did one. I quoted it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I said BTS stands there peacefully doing nothing. Me. And then I said you're
just putting it out there. What they're doing is next level by standing.
BTS breathes. Jeff, just saying.
Just saying.
Just putting it out in the universe.
Just put it out there. You guys are doing next level stuff. So if you couldn't tell, me and Brooke love a good K-pop meme. We're always down for a good K-pop joke.
Yeah.
So if you ever have any, please send them to us.
So whatever the next one is,
yes,
we're ready for it.
We're ready for it. We're ready to be a part of it. We're ready to throw our hat into the bucket or whatever, the hat into the ring,
yes,
bucket into the ring, whatever it is. But yes, this has been a wonderful episode of K-Style. I don't know. Do we have anything else to go on? I mean, we've been talking for over an hour, Brooke.
Oh, wow.
Time flies.
Let's see.
Can't keep K-Stop people here forever, as much as they must love us.
Nope, that's it.
I think that's everything. We covered everything. Yeah. So yeah, please let us know what your guys' favorite releases of the week are. Let us know what you thought of Brooke as a co-host. Tell us how much you miss Tina.
Please be nice.
Please be nice to Brooke. Will you be going to G-Dragon's tour? Is it too ambitious? Is it not ambitious enough? Please let us know what you think. And vote on Fuse.tv, #KStop. Hit Brooke up. Brooke, remind them of your Twitter handle one more time.
At Brooke E. Bunce. 2 E's in there.
Brooke E.
Brooke E. Bunce.
Brooke, BROOKEE.
BUNCE. #Jin's Broad Shoulders.
#Jin's Broad Shoulders. And we'll see you guys next week. As always, this has been Jeff, but for the first time with Brooke.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.